There is a mathematical impossibility that seems to haunt most of our lives. You calculate your moves. You input kindness. You work the late shift. You sacrifice. You try to be a good person. And yet, the output is zero. Or worse, the output is a disaster. The promotion goes to the guy who barely works. The relationship fails in the exact same heartbreaking way the last three did. You find yourself bumping into the same invisible walls over and over again, as if life is a glitched video game level you can't beat. It creates this heavy, suffocating feeling that you are trapped in a loop, dragged by an invisible current into outcomes you never asked for. You start to ask, why even bother? If the input doesn't match the output, the machine must be broken, right? But what if the machine isn't broken? What if it's working perfectly, according to a set of laws you simply haven't read yet? Everything happening to you right now, the good, the bad, and the agonizingly repetitive, is the result of an unseen force. Most people call it luck, some call it fate, but today we are going to decode the mechanics of the actual force at play, karma. And once you see the blueprint, you stop being a victim of the design and start becoming the architect. Let's be honest about that feeling of being stuck. It is a visceral, physical sensation. It's not just in your head, it's the distinct feeling that an invisible scriptwriter is drafting your life, and they are lazy because they keep reusing the same plot twists. We see the same archetypes of toxic people walking into our lives wearing different faces. We face the exact same financial cliff edge every December. We react to stress with the same self-destructive explosion we swore off 10 years ago. When you look at this pattern, it is terrifyingly easy to conclude that you are powerless. You resign yourself to the narrative. You say, well, I'm just unlucky, or this is just my lot in life. That resignation is the root of almost all human suffering. It turns you into a passenger in your own car, but this perspective is based on a fundamental error. The architect isn't some mysterious ghost in the machine. The architect has been you all along. You just haven't been consciously reading the blueprints you've been drawing. We have to start by performing a linguistic exorcism. The Western world has completely butchered the definition of karma. We need to tear down the myths before we can build anything useful. The biggest myth, the one that sells bumper stickers, is that karma is a cosmic justice system. We imagine a celestial courtroom with a judge, a gavel, and a big ledger of naughty and nice. We think if we do something bad, the universe will punish us with a flat tire. If we do something good, the universe owes us a lottery win. This is wrong. It is childishly wrong. The universe is not judging you. It is reflecting you. The Sanskrit word karma is incredibly simple. It translates to one thing: action. That is it. It is not good action or bad action. It is simply the energy of doing. Think of it less like a courtroom and more like gravity. If you walk off the edge of a cliff, gravity pulls you down. It doesn't pull you down because you're a bad person. It doesn't pull you down to punish you. It pulls you down because that is the law of physics. Cause and effect. Karma is the gravity of the soul. The second myth we need to shatter is that karma is synonymous with fate. This is a dangerous idea because it breeds passivity. Fate implies a pre-written script that you cannot edit. Fate says, sit down and take it. Karma says the exact opposite. Karma says you are writing the script in real time with every micro decision you make. You are not stuck with your karma. You are constantly creating it. Imagine your life is a massive, sprawling garden. Every single thought you think, every word you speak, and every action you take is a seed. Your mind is the soil. Now, here is the scary part. The soil doesn't care what you plant. It doesn't judge the seed. If you plant nightshade, you get poison. If you plant corn, you get food. Most of us are walking through our mental gardens, scattering seeds blindly, a handful of resentment here, a handful of jealousy there, maybe a few seeds of kindness mixed in. Then, 10 years later, we look at the jungle of conflict and isolation we're living in and scream, "Who did this to me?" You did. You are reaping a harvest you forgot you planted. That is the mechanism. It's not punishment, it's agriculture. Now, I know there are skeptics watching who think this is all spiritual woo-woo. So, let's strip away the mysticism and look at the biology. Neuroscience has a name for karma. They call it Hebbian learning. The rule is simple. Neurons that fire together wire together. This is biological karma. Every time you react to a stressful email with rage, you are physically strengthening the neural highway for rage. You are making it easier, faster, and more automatic to be angry next time. You are literally carving the path of your future behavior into the meat of your brain. That is a karmic groove. But ancient wisdom adds a layer that science is only just catching up to: intention. In the Dhammapada, one of the foundational Buddhist texts, it says, "Mind is the forerunner of all things." It emphasizes that the quality of the action depends on the intent behind it. If you donate $1 million to charity just to look good on Instagram, the karmic weight is different than if you give $10 because you genuinely feel another's pain. The action is the same. The energy is opposite. Modern psychology actually backs this up with data. A study in the psychology of religion and spirituality revealed a fascinating glitch in the human brain. Researchers found that when we look at our own lives, we have a self-serving bias. We see our good fortune as a reward for our hard work. I earned this. But when we look at other people, we flip the script. 92% of the time, we view other people's misfortune as a punishment they deserved. We intuitively crave a cause and effect narrative, but our ego distorts the data to make us the hero and everyone else the villain. Realizing this bias is the first step to waking up. So, how do we hack this system? How do we stop sleepwalking and start engineering our destiny? It comes down to 3 specific pillars of action. The first is the karma of the mind. This is the seedbed. Everything you see in the physical world started as a synaptic firing in someone's brain. You cannot control every intrusion that pops into your head. The brain is a noisy machine. But you can control which thoughts you feed. This is the practice of the pause. When a thought of jealousy arises, why did she get that raise and not me? You don't fight it. You observe it. You say, I am experiencing jealousy. By observing it, you disconnect the fuse. You stop the neuron from wiring. A powerful tactical override here is redirection. When you catch the mind spiraling into lack, force it to pivot to gratitude. Not fake, toxic positivity, but genuine acknowledgement of what is working. List 3 things. Do it consistently. You are changing the chemical composition of your soil. The second pillar is the karma of speech. Words are not just air. They are acoustic actions. They carry mass. The Buddhist framework of right speech is not about being polite. It's about being precise. It asks 4 questions. 1. Is it true? 2. Is it divisive? Are you gossiping to bond with someone by destroying a third person? That creates a debt of distrust. 3. Is it harsh? And 4. Is it idle? Are you just making noise to fill the silence? Think about your digital karma. Every comment you type, Every retweet, every hot take, that is an action. It ripples out, affects 1,000 minds, and eventually that energy finds its way back to you. Before you hit send, run the simulation. Is this necessary? If not, delete it. The third pillar is the karma of the body, the physical deed. This is where the rubber meets the road. But here's the secret that most people miss. It's not about the grand gesture. It's not about saving a burning orphanage. It's about the micro actions when no one is watching. It's returning the shopping cart. It's listening to a friend without rehearsing your response. It is doing your job with excellence even when the boss is on vacation. These actions build a reservoir of self-respect. And there is a crucial nuance here from Hindu philosophy called karma yoga. Action without attachment. This is the hardest part. You must do the right thing simply because it is the right thing, not because you are transacting for a reward or a thank you. If you help someone and then get angry they didn't praise you, you haven't created good karma. You've created a business transaction that failed. You have to detach from the outcome to purify the action. But what about the past? What about the mess we've already made? This brings us to the concept of cleaning your karmic house. A lot of people view their past mistakes as a debt they have to pay off, like a cosmic mortgage. That is a heavy, depressing way to live. Better to view negative karma like a backpack filled with rocks. You put the rocks there, you are carrying them, and you can, at any moment, decide to take the backpack off. The mechanism for dropping the bag is forgiveness. And I don't mean the weak, let's just forget it kind of forgiveness. I mean the surgical removal of emotional tethering. Holding on to resentment towards someone who hurt you is, as the saying goes, like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It binds you to them. It keeps you in their orbit. Forgiving them is a selfish act. It is for your liberation, not theirs. And even harder is forgiving yourself. We replay our failures on a loop, reinforcing the neural pathways of shame. You have to look at your past self with compassion. You did the best you could with the software you had installed at the time. You have upgraded since then. Learn the lesson, drop the rock, and walk away. To live this way is to follow the laws of a karmic life. These aren't moral commandments, they are physics. The law of creation. You have to participate in your life. It won't fix itself. The law of humility. You cannot change what you refuse to accept. The law of responsibility. If there is a mess in your life, there is a mess in you. And the law of patience. This is where most people fail. We plant a seed today and dig it up tomorrow to see if it's growing, killing it in the process. Karmic momentum takes time. A single gym session doesn't fix a year of bad eating. A single day of kindness doesn't fix a decade of anger. You have to trust the lag time. For too long, we have let the concept of karma be a source of fear, a boogeyman that keeps us in line. We need to reclaim it as a tool of ultimate empowerment. Karma is the most hopeful concept in the universe because it means justice isn't given, it is created. It means you are not a victim of your story, you are the author. Every moment is a crossroads. Every thought is a vote for the person you are becoming. The blueprint is in your hands. The soil is ready. The only question left is, what are you going to plant today? Thank you for giving me your time and attention. If this shift in perspective sparks something in you, hit the subscribe button and the bell. We are building a community of architects here, not victims. I want you to go to the comments right now and write down one specific small action you are going to take this week to change your input. Let's hold each other accountable. And if you want to understand more about how your mind constructs your reality, Click the video on your screen right now. Be well and act with intention.